Cristiano Ronaldo signs for Man United. What a day. What a day. It's like a fairy tale. I never thought I'd see Cristiano Ronaldo back at Old Trafford wearing the red of Man United. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Is he old? Yes. Is it necessary? Probably not. We need a central midfielder more than we need another striker. Do I care? Absolutely not. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. From going for nearly signing to Man City, which would have been absolute heartbreak, but it's a job at the end of the day. If they're going to pay him more than anyone else, fine. But for them to bottle it, I don't know whether we can use that, but for them to bottle it and United to swoop in and get him, I think brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What is it, like £15 million? They're going to make that back in share price, in sales, in shirt sales, whatever. The Glaziers hate them. But it's a masterstroke in terms of PR and in terms of club value and things like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I didn't want to go into my thoughts about it because obviously I'm going to be very happy about it. I want to actually look and delve into what Ronaldo has done over his career very briefly and then look at his last season at Juventus and see what sort of player Man United are actually getting in terms of goal-scoring opportunities, assists, and things like that. So it's a different video for the channel. It is. I openly know that. And I'm hoping it goes down well. So leave a like, subscribe, comment. I'm really happy to get your thoughts and feedback on what you think of this sort of video on the channel. So, well, let's dive into it. I mean, he started his career at Sporting Lisbon in the B team and actually only had one full season for the senior team at Sporting Lisbon, making 31 appearances in all competitions, scoring 5 goals. 25 of those were in the league, and he scored 3 goals, and it was enough to convince Man United to sign him for £12.24 million as a teenager, and it actually made him the world's most expensive teenager at the time. And, you know, rumour has it that it was when the Man United team came up against Cristiano Ronaldo and Sporting Lisbon in a friendly, and he played, and everyone was like, "Oh my word, Sir Alex, you need to sign this guy." That's what the squad were saying. You need to sign him. He's kind of unplayable. It was really hard to judge what he was going to do. You need to get him in to the United squad, and that is what Sir Alex did. And he joined Man United and, you know, settled in well. Most of us all know Cristiano Ronaldo from his time at Man United. There's an argument to say that United made him what he is today and started him on that journey and got him up to that journey, which is great. And he flourished under Sir Alex, as we know, making a total of 292 appearances, scoring 118 goals in all competitions. He amassed 84 goals in the league from 196 league appearances. And his best league season came in 2007-2008, scoring 31 goals in 34 games, which is phenomenal in itself. That convinced Real Madrid to buy him for £80 million, making him the most valuable player in the world at that time. And at Madrid, you know, he massed up 438 appearances, scoring what is a ridiculous amount of goals. He scored 450 goals in all competitions in those 438 appearances. In the league alone, he scored 311 goals in 292 appearances. His best league season in 2014-15, he scored 48 goals in 35 games. That is bonkers. That is absolutely bonkers. And obviously this is where the big rivalry with Messi started in terms of Ballon d'Ors, instead of stats, and you've got the who's the better argument, Messi or Ronaldo. I don't think that really matters. They both have crazy stats. I'm going through Ronaldo's stats today. They are absolutely bonkers. Real Madrid, I don't know why they sold him or whatever, but Juventus parted with £88.3 million was the reported fee. We never really know these things. To take him to Italy in Serie A, and he had a decent spell with the old lady. A lot of people will think it wasn't very good because he didn't win a Champions League with them, but he won 2 leagues. He got a total of 98 league appearances, scoring 81 goals in the league, which is still phenomenal. His best league season came in 2019-2020, scoring 31 goals in 33 appearances. And again, it's still solid stats in a top league in Europe. Yeah, the competition may not be as good, but it's still a very, very good returning ratio. And as we know, come to this day, yesterday, I don't think it's been announced by the club. I think he's still got to pass his medical or whatever. We haven't seen him actually holding the shirt. We've seen him in photoshopped shirts, I think is what it is. But and he's been sold to Man United. It's around £15 million. He rejoins the Old Trafford club, and I am delighted about it. If you can't tell, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Very happy to have him on board. But We know most of his successes as a player, the Ballon d'Ors, the Champions League, the league titles, the Real Madrid, the Juventus, his previous stint at Man United. We're all pretty familiar with that. But I wanted to look at stats from his last full season at Juventus to give an indication of what sort of player United are getting, as I said earlier on in the video. And I want to be understanding of how much has his game evolved. I remember him as a fleet-footed winger, cutting inside and shooting, creating chances, shooting from distance, having the confidence of a player that thought he could score from absolutely everywhere. And I'm sure that hasn't changed. I'm sure that is what he's got. But if we look at Ronaldo stats from the 2020-21 season for Juventus, he played a total of 2,807 minutes. Now, all these stats are supplied by the wonderful people at Stats, which is a website you can go to. They have players for stats for numerous players all across the globe. And you can really delve deeply into whatever it is you want to see. He scored 0.93 goals every 90 minutes in the 2020-21 season, which is incredibly good, given that his XG, his expected goals, was 0.96 goals every 90 minutes. So that is bonkers. He's basically scoring all the chances he should be scoring. And that sounds like a sentence which you would, well, yeah, of course he should. He's Ronaldo. Later on, we'll compare him to Cavani. I've got some stats coming up about that, and we'll go through that and have a look. But it suggests, it proves, it's evidence that he hasn't lost that clinical nature in front of goal. We can see that from his goal output in the stats through his career. But he puts away most of the chances he's expected to. They end in a goal. He scores goals. He scores goals for every team he's played for. And Juventus in 2021... he only missed 0.03 of every expected goal per 90 minutes, which is bonkers, absolutely bonkers. And with that, I would suggest it means he's not really shooting at every opportunity. We're going to dive into this in a bit more detail in a minute as well, but it feels like he's not shooting at every opportunity, waiting for the better chances to come, and making those chances a clinical finish when they're expected to be a goal. Ronaldo generally scores, which I think is a phenomenal aspect to have, and something Man United probably do need. I think with the likes of Pogba, Bruno in behind, you're expecting him to get quite a lot of good chances, and then you expect him to put them away, knowing these stats. I mean, we can move into the assists. He's assisted 0.1 goals per 90 minutes, which isn't probably enough. But I think that's evidence of how his game has changed. It shows how Ronaldo has adapted his game over time to go from the winger who's putting crosses into the box to a more of an attacking midfield shadow striker where he was doing both goals and assists, and then an out-and-out centre forward. A number 9 or a number 10, however you want to describe it, probably nowadays would be more like a number 9, where he's just about scoring goals. And I have no issue with that. I think that's fine. Totally fine. And I think, although he's not been assisting too many, his key passes per 90 at 1.15, so he is laying on a good opportunity for a goal or a pass that is expected to end in a goal at 1 per game. And I think, if you're bringing the goal tally that Ronaldo has bought in the 2020-21 season for Juventus, and also laying on just over 1 expected goal for a teammate per game, that's pretty decent. And if he can bring that to Man United, well, I'll be a very happy chappy. But I mentioned earlier about the shots. It seems like he's taking shots from a more sensible position, or waiting for the more clinical opportunities to get that goals per 90 so close to his expected goals per 90. And this first map shows where his league goals from open play have come from for Juventus in his final season, 2020-2021. He's become much more like of a poacher, a finisher, and a handful of his goals have come from outside the penalty area, and even then they're very close to the box. This doesn't include free kicks, it doesn't include penalties, you've got to remember that. It's all from open play. And when I first saw this, I was like, this is more like what I'd expect to see from like a Ruud van Nistelrooy shot map, a goal map sort of thing. All of them round the penalty spot. All of them in the 6-yard box. The majority of them coming in that area. And it probably accounts for more of his goals coming from headers as well. He's the man in the box. We know he's got this phenomenal leap. We know he's got the phenomenal power that he can generate on headers. But I don't know. It surprised me. It really surprised me to see that at Juventus, in his final season, he's got a really good goal-scoring record. but a lot of them were in the 6-yard box. A lot of them were around the penalty box. And I think we can read into that in a little bit more detail later on. If we look at next, we'll go for the shot map to see where Ronaldo's shots were saved by the keeper. And again, it's all 2020-2021 season for Juventus from open play. And there's more shots from outside the penalty area, but the majority of shots, again, are still taken inside the penalty area. It shows that Ronaldo has become very consistent shooting around the penalty spot. He's going to get the ball and he's going to want to be inside the 18-yard box, and he's probably going to shoot. And I don't mind it. I don't mind that at all. I think you can get more shots off at target. His XG supply shows that when it's a chance he should be scoring, he generally scores. And I don't mind that. If the keeper pulls off a fantastic save, or he's having a shot from inside the 6-yard box and misses because it's a one-off, you're going to expect him 9 times out of 10, he's probably going to score. And I think all of this shows that he's just very consistent in that dangerous area, a bit how Alan Shearer played towards the end of his career. There was no more dropping deep. Van Nistelrooy always did it. He wanted to be the right place, right time man. He wanted to be the person that just put the ball in the back of the net and got the glory, got the adulation. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's more around now, can Man United create those sorts of chances to give him those goals, and those easy chances to give him expected goals and create those chances. And I feel like there's a potential that we can. We can then look into the blocked shots. So these are shots that have had that the goalkeeper hasn't saved, but a defender's blocked it. Someone has got their body in the way of a Ronaldo shot. And you can see the total appears, there's not that many, is what I'm trying to say. It's hard to get this one across. Ronaldo hits the target more often than not. He's forcing the goalkeeper into a save rather than a defender blocking his shot, which sort of means that whilst he's having the shots, he's still actually creating a yard of space or getting a yard of space in front of the defender to allow him to get a clear shot at goal, which ends in a goal or ends in the keeper saving it. That is generally what I read from this number of block shots and this block shot map. You can still see that he is shooting a little bit further out in these sort of areas. Some of them might go wide. We'll get onto them in a minute. But yeah, generally, he's not having too many block shots compared to the number of shots that a goalkeeper has to save when he has an effort on goal. And talking about it, let's move on to the missed shots that miss the target. And you can see this total generally shows he's hitting the target more often than not. There's not too many of them. We know from his expected goals to actual goal ratio that he puts the ball in the net most of the times when he's expected to. But this off-target shot map gives us a bit more evidence that Ronaldo has become a penalty box finisher. There are a few more shots from outside the box that fly off target, but generally he looks like a guy that is going to be in the box waiting for opportunities. Will that suit Solskjaer's style of play? I don't know. We've been watching Cavani drop a little bit deeper. We've been watching sort of wingers try to get in behind Cavani and the striker when it's there. We've looked at the pace we've got with sort of Rashford, Sancho, Greenwood maybe looking to get in behind. What I will say is that Cristiano Ronaldo is 100% going to be an upgrade of Martial, who has flattered to deceive quite a lot in the recent seasons. But we can have a look at the overview of the shot map. All the information I've just shown individually is now shown in this image all in one. It's an all-in-one image that shows everything. It's goals, it's shots blocked, it's saved, it's off targets. And it just shows that from open play, Ronaldo is a man that wants to get into the penalty area, into the 6-yard box, and be in the right place at the right time. And it really reminds me of a heat map that I'd expect to see for Ruud van Nistelrooy, and I keep coming back to it. Ruud van Nistelrooy is one of my favourite players at Man United, and he was only there for a relatively short period of time, but I've always loved Ruud van Nistelrooy. My dog, if you're a long-term subscriber of the channel, you know my dog is named Ruud after Ruud van Nistelrooy. And this is what I would have expected from like a Ruud van Nistelrooy shot map. If we could have that data, I would have done a comparison. But I can't find it anywhere for the life of me. But I think what this shows is that Ronaldo is now definitely an out-and-out centre forward. He's not going to want to drop too much deeper to get involved with the play. He's going to want to be on the last defender. He'll be winning headers. He'll want to be getting into the box. He'll probably want the ball to go wide and feed him into the middle. I can't imagine he's doing too many of his fantastic dribbling runs and getting to the 6-yard box and poking it home. A lot of these will be crosses. There'll be headers. And I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. If we can play to his strengths when he's there, he's going to score goals. And that's proof. If you give him a good chance, the chances are he's going to score that opportunity. And that is what we love to see. And I said earlier, let's compare it to what Man United have now, which is Edinson Cavani. More than likely, Cavani is going to start most of the games that he'd be available for if we hadn't have signed Ronaldo. He probably would have been the starting striker this season for Man United if we ignore all of the stuff that's going on with the international appearances in Uruguay and the COVID restrictions of coming back. And it looks like he's going to miss 10 to 12 games like around Christmas time because of the internationals and the quarantine and stuff like that. But I think Cavani would have been the leading striker for Man United. So are Man United getting an upgrade? Are they getting an upgrade in Ronaldo if we compare it statistically over per 90 minutes what is happening? So if we go back to the attacking stats output, we can see that quite clearly Ronaldo has outperformed Cavani in the season. Yes, I think Cavani has a total of less minutes on the pitch, but it's averaged over 90 minutes, so it should make it relatively fairer. The assists per 90 minutes and expected assists per 90 minutes, I think, is where Cavani, or I don't have to think, it is shown that Cavani has outperformed Ronaldo for Man United and Juventus comparatively last season. But I don't know. That's what I mean. Can United fit around this system? They're used to a striker sort of dropping off, getting involved in playing, getting the wingers sort of in behind to attack, round the fullback, behind the fullback, get Rashford, Sancho, Greenwood into those positions to get the goal scoring opportunities. This is going to be different. There's not going to be these assists per 90 and expected assists per 90 from Ronaldo. We've seen that there is a lower number of those sort of chances. He prefers the chance to be created for him. He wants the goal. He's the expected goal scorer. So it'll be very interesting to see how it goes. But I think if you look at it, for the goal scoring stats alone, it's quite phenomenal how much it favours Cristiano Ronaldo than it does Edinson Cavani. And, you know, there's a lot of things here. It can be said that the Premier League is generally tougher. Cavani's come up against tougher defenders time and again, where Ronaldo's had a bit of a free reign in Juventus and the defenders aren't as good. I don't know. I don't watch Serie A as much as I watch the Premier League. That's, I think, a given. But, yeah, I think it's just if you judge by the statistical analysis that you can get, and obviously stats can show anything you like, but if you can judge by the statistical analysis that's available from the last season, it looks like Man United are buying an upgrade on what they've currently got, and it looks like Man United are getting a phenomenal goal scorer who, yes, is old, but is still doing it. He's still doing it, and he's still scoring goals, and he's still getting the chances and scoring the goals when he's expected to, which I think is a huge thing to take away from this. Well, let me know then, what are your thoughts on the signing? Do you think Ronaldo is going to be a success again at United? Do you think it was necessary? Do you think it was needed? Would you rather send that money spent on a central midfielder if you were a United fan? But if you enjoyed the video, as I said, it's different. It's something new that I'm thinking about doing for the channel, is a little bit more of these analysis videos. And they're not going to be long. They're going to be pretty short. They're going to be short and to the point to get it across and just bring a bit more analysis and stats to you guys, the subscribers and viewers. So, yeah, let me know. If you'd like me to do more, just let me know throughout the season. Maybe recommend a player or something you'd like me to analyse in terms of a game or a preview or a certain statistical analysis for a player. And we can compare it against the last 4 or 5 seasons or against another player. Just let me know down below in the comments. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed putting this together. And for now, I'm out. Cheers.